James Mathers for the Digital Cinema Society at NAB 2026. I'm here with Stephen Neff at the LAOWA booth, and LAOWA always has lots of new lenses, so we're going to go all around the booth, but we're going to start with some anamorphics. What's new with anamorphic lenses?
So, of course, LAOWA's been making anamorphic lenses for a few years now. The Nano Morph 1.5 squeeze, Super 35, Proteus 2X squeeze, Super 35. We've got a Nano Morph 1.5 full frame, but this year we're showing off the Sunlight full frame 2X squeeze anamorphic zooms. We've got a 40 to 80 and the 70 to 135. Both are T4.5, available in different flare colors. But again, we're gonna emphasize that full frame 2X squeeze anamorphic zoom.
And that's a lot of range.
Lot of range there. And one of the things that we're talking about, so on that 40 to 80, because it's a 2X squeeze and that full frame, you're getting a full 20 millimeter field of view on a full frame sensor. You're still getting that the shorter height, you're getting a little cleaner depth of field, shallower depth of field, but it is a really, really wide range.
Well, that's a lot of pixels, isn't it?
Yes, you're getting everything in that frame. Right, all of our full frame sensors now, more and more full frame sensors out there, VistaVision, more cameras here at the show NAB coming out, so having an anamorphic lens that gives you a zoom coverage, lots of flexibility there, and relatively inexpensive.
Well, everybody's talking about live. What do you got for live for broadcast?
Oh, let's go, Jim. Let's go this way. So, broadcast hybrid, right? So here we have our 12 to 120 Parfocal Cine Zoom. It's a Super 35 sensor coverage. You've got that 10x zoom in a T4 Parfocal lens. Is it broadcast? Is it a cine lens? It covers a little bit of both, but as we just said, the worlds are starting to merge. Big news here, Riedel and Ari, two sort of powerhouses in broadcast, live production, and in cinema have now merged. All of the equipment we've seen it over the last 20 years, this re-merging of the equipment as we're coming. And a lens like this is something that's fairly unique because it does have that Super 35 coverage, but in a big range. Here at the show, we are also showing off, and if I can come around, we said full frame. So here we have a 25 to 180 full frame Parfocal, again, that hybrid broadcast cine zoom. Sort of able to fit in both worlds. You've got your flange back adjustments. Again, we say it is that Parfocal, but covering a full frame sensor, we don't think of a broadcast lens being something that's going to cover a full frame sensor there, or a VistaVision sensor. So we've got that guy. And then also we're showing off in a Super 35, a 25 to 600 millimeter, so greater than a 20x zoom. That guy's a beast, over a 20-pound lens, but right, we're thinking in this world of hybrid Super 35 coverage, but in a much more of a broadcast zoom range.
What do you have for primes?
These are the LAOWA Nano Morph Super 35 1.5 squeeze anamorphics. Here they are in a mirrorless mounts, and then also available with the same optics in a PL or EF mount. So really cool stuff coming from LAOWA. But that's something that's far away that we got to get closer. I've got something pretty cool for things that are really small and close up, but we want to get closer to them. So let's come over here and take a look at those. All right, so these go back to the history of LAOWA. Macro is where it starts, so this is something pretty special. Here we have a 1-to-1 macro shot. This is the LAOWA 1 to 5x, where what we can do is fixed working distance right here. We can zoom all the way from that 1-to-1 field of view all the way down to a little 5-to-1 magnification. Again, like a Parfocal, that fixed working distance, we can get all the way through. If the 5x magnification isn't enough for you, we actually have another lens that will go from 5x all the way down into a 10x magnification, 10-to-1 macro.
But Stephen, I know that's not all. This is LAOWA. What else you got for me?
This is the LAOWA booth. We certainly have a probe lens, but we actually have the probe lens on a motorized precision robot arm. So let's go take a look at that. All right, so this is the LAOWA Probe Zoom. We've got a couple different focal lengths. The one we're looking at right here is the 15 to 24 millimeter T8 with the 90-degree tip on the front. We're showing off a couple different moves. Of course, we've got two awesome robots from Motorized Precision working in tandem, showing us off a couple different shots, being able to show that dolly zoom, right? We've got a probe lens with a zoom, being able to do some different things, but also here on the marble, being able to get that lens into different positions that with a big camera lens and like with your camera attached to it, you wouldn't be able to necessarily get into these different places. So we also have a 15 to 35 millimeter, a little bit longer zoom throw. That one's a T12, so you give it a little bit of light to get the longer zoom range. In addition to the 90-degree tip, there's a direct view, there's a 35-degree tip, and then there's the periscope, which goes down 45 degrees, back bends 45 degrees, so the image plane is parallel, just offset. And yeah, how cool is it to have a robot arm working in tandem together, showing us some of these pretty cool shots.
Very, very cool. Thank you, Stephen.
Awesome. James, thank you so much for stopping by the LAOWA booth again.